Hi, I'm Starborn. Remember, to be a star, you have to shine your own light, follow your own path, and not be afraid of the darkness, because that's when stars shine brightest. If you've been looking at our website, starborninstitute.org, you would already know that the title of tonight's show is A Proposal. And that is because we're going to have a fabulous new moon at 22 degrees of Aquarius, the sign of the future, this weekend. And that is also the start of the Chinese New Year, and it's going to be the year of the snake this year. But the reason why a proposal can be in everyone's future right now is because communication is so well aspected and in a loving way. And the reason why is because on Saturday night, the new moon and the sun and Venus, that planet of love and partnership, will all be in Aquarius, and they will be trining Jupiter in Gemini. And Gemini rules communication and change, and those four planets will be trining the sign of partnership, Libra. And so there can be a proposal around for all of us in one way or another, and it could be a marriage proposal. After all, Valentine's Day is coming up. It could be a business proposal because people want to get going and create a new future for themselves. Or it could be a project proposal. There could be something that is just of short-term duration or somewhat temporary, and it could even be an idea that you had last year when no one was listening. And now, since Aquarius does rule the future where this new moon is, people can be sort of listening to you now. And that's why a proposal could certainly be in your future. And the kind of proposal it would be could be a little bit different depending on what you're involved with, but it would be very harmonious because Venus is in the sign. It also would promote a happy partnership in one way or another. So you certainly don't have anything to fear from some proposal that could be coming your way. Or if you have that on your mind, this would be the perfect time for you to mention your good ideas to people. And another thing that's happening that is a little bit amazing is that there are 3 planets and they are all at the same degree. It's an unusual degree though. Venus in Aquarius is at 11 degrees. Pluto in Capricorn is also at 11 degrees, and Saturn in Scorpio is at 11 degrees. 11 is a very high number. It's not a number that we reduce. In other words, we don't add digits. We don't say 1 plus 1 equals 2. Instead, we leave the 11 the way it is because it indicates somebody who can have a very high interest in people or in world situations. They could be philosophical. They could certainly care about all of humanity because the new moon in Aquarius rules the traditional 11th house of hopes and wishes. So there might be a hope and a wish coming true for you pretty soon, either because of your own proposal or someone else's. At the same time that these 3 planets are all at the same degree, which is a very high thinking degree, 2 of them are in precise square to each other. Venus at 11 degrees of Aquarius is exactly square Saturn in Scorpio, also at 11 degrees. When Venus and Saturn are squaring or opposing each other, it simply means there can be a betrayal. But remember, I said Pluto is right in between those 2 planets. And Pluto rules power, particularly the power of truth in government agencies or large corporations, or the power of truth over the long haul or the long term. And so there is the possibility, even with a proposal, that there could be some sort of betrayal, but it would be a betrayal that would be done for a good reason. And the reason why could be that you have to leave one thing or one person in order to start something new and go in a direction that can be very good for your future. And so there's nothing wrong with that. It's a betrayal simply because you're sort of saying off with the old and on with the new. But after all, everyone has to go forward. Everyone has to advance. That's, you know, the sun comes up every day, but it comes up in a different spot every day. And so none of us can cling to the past. We all do have to go forward. And this is a time when you can go forward in a very positive way, even if you do have to leave something behind. Another thing, though, that the square between Venus and Saturn can indicate is that even though management could approve some sort of a project, or someone in a high position could certainly say yes at this time or give their okay to something that you want to do, there would not be enough money. There would be some financing, but there wouldn't be enough financing. So you'll just have to learn to live on a little bit less and go forward anyway. And that's all right. If everyone's on a budget, then it doesn't matter if we're all sort of in the same boat. Because planets have shifted now into Pisces. And we have 3 planets in Pisces now. In another month, when there is a new moon in Pisces, there will be 6 there. And so now we have Mercury, Neptune, the ruler of the sign, and Mars, which are all in Pisces. Since Pisces rules hidden enemies and hidden things, it simply means there could be a few hidden snags or hidden costs to some sort of proposal right now. But don't let that stop you. This is a perfect new moon to go forward into your future. That's what it means. And very rarely are you going to get a new moon where Venus and Jupiter are trining each other, indicating harmony and good partnership. So I hope you have faith in the future, even if you don't know where it's going to lead, and I hope you go forward along with it. All right, what does this mean to all 12 of the sun signs? Well, Aries, for you, I think that it's possible that you may want to go in a new direction yourself, with or without a proposal. And the reason why is that if management comes along and makes a decision to back someone else's idea, then it may be it may be leaving you behind, or it may mean that you are not included, or you're certainly not going to be the boss of something. You could still be around a good idea and benefit from that, though, Aries. And the reason why is that Jupiter in Gemini is sextiling your sun, and the new moon and the sun and Venus in Aquarius are also sextiling your sun. So there is opportunity around, Aries. I just don't think you're going to be the head of something, but you could still be involved in other things that are going on, and you could tend to benefit from that, particularly if they are successful. That isn't what you need to worry about. What you need to worry about is that your ruler Mars is in Pisces, right behind your sun sign. It's not at home in Pisces at all, and can indicate trouble behind the scenes, and that's what you need to watch out for. So you need to be a little bit careful that you're not hurting yourself, or that you don't bear a grudge against anybody right now, Aries. There aren't any other planets in fire signs, and so if you were doing something behind the scenes, in another month you'd surely get caught. And that's why I hope that you sort of stay away from doing anything that can be prompted by jealousy or envy or any kind of a grudge. So I hope you sort of learn to forgive and forget if you can. All right, what does it mean to a Taurus? Well, Taurus, this is certainly a time when I don't think that you will be ahead of any kind of a future project, or even be involved in a proposal. And the reason why is that the sun, the moon, and Venus, your own ruler, are in Aquarius, and they are squaring your sun sign. However, Pluto in Capricorn is trining your sun sign, so your long-term interests are not being hurt right now at all. But I do think that someone else is going to come along and claim the rights to a good idea, whether it was their idea or somebody else's, and they're going to zoom forward and form some sort of a partnership that gets a project or a proposal off the ground. But it would not include you, Taurus. This may not bother you at all, because it would require you to change. And I don't think that you are interested in that at the moment. I think that you'd just like to ride steadily along where you are, and you may be content with that. And so if you are not asked to participate, I think that that is not going to bother you at all, Taurus. And the price would be change, and you may say, since it's not worth it, that you'll just sort of let it go by. And I think that that might be all right for you. And besides, it's not going to hurt you to say no. Okay, what does it mean to a Gemini? Well, Gemini, lucky you. I definitely think there's a proposal coming your way, Gemini. And the reason why is that the Sun, Moon, and Venus in Aquarius are trining Jupiter in your sign. So besides this being a time of swift change for everybody, there can also be a very good proposal or a short-term project or something that requires change, but it can be something that you are really good at, such as advertising, promoting, buying and selling, going to meetings, being a middleman of some sort. And if you're involved in anything like that, you're going to do just fine, Gemini. And someone else can be very happy with your input in a partnership matter. So I think that a proposal is either coming your way, or if you have a proposal, this is the time to let people know about it, because it could be happily accepted. Okay, what does it mean to a Cancer? Well, Cancer, this is simply a time when that new moon in Aquarius is actually in conjunct or 150 degrees away from your sun sign, Cancer. And for that reason, I think that you may not be particularly involved in a proposal. But that new moon in Aquarius is trining Jupiter in Gemini, the planet that's right behind yours, Cancer. And that simply means that in the background of your life, I think you are preparing for some sort of change. It could be a small one or a large one, or else there's someone in your near vicinity, such as a relative or a neighbor or a coworker, that is planning some sort of change behind the scenes. And I think they're going to be starting to work on it very soon, if not now. And I think that change, once they make it, will be final. They will sort of be going on, but of course to something better. For right now, I think you can just sit and be happy for others. And if there is a change that you're making, it too is going to go quite smoothly by this summer. So I would work on it a little bit at a time if I were you, Cancer. Good luck. Okay, what does it mean to a Leo? Well, Leo, this is simply a time when you have to understand that there are different roles to play in life. And at times, we cannot all be a star. The new moon in Aquarius and the Sun and Venus are all opposing your Sun, Leo, and Aquarius is a fixed sign, and it is well fortified because Jupiter in Gemini is trining it. This is a time, Leo, that someone else may claim even your good idea to be their own, and they will come across with a brilliant proposal right now. You need to be a good supporting actor or actress. And the reason why is that they are so well aspected to succeed right now in partnership with others that your only question is who's going to be their partner. Well, let's hope it's you, Leo. It will be if you decide to support them. But if you decide to compete with them, you're going to do yourself harm because you'll be pushed out of the picture. And if you don't want that, if you want to participate in either a proposal about marriage or business or a project, then go ahead and be very supportive of someone else right now, because they can get the ball rolling and you need a new start, Leo. Uranus in Aries is trining your Sun, and Aries rules new beginnings, but that planet is under duress right now, and so that's not helping you very much. You just need to get going in your future, and it doesn't matter if you're sort of riding somebody else's coattails right now. As long as they're headed in that direction, why don't you go with them? Okay, what does it mean to a Virgo? Well, Virgo, this is a time when I think that you can certainly be, once again, focusing on long-term prospects, because Pluto in Capricorn is trining your Sun, which is good. It means that people in management can look upon you very favorably, and they may be wanting you to be of assistance to someone who's got a great proposal. If you have a great proposal, you can be thrilled by the fact that suddenly somebody decides to listen to you about it. It's just that I think that people want to kick an idea around right now, whereas you are a very good problem solver and you would rather concentrate on what can go wrong than what can go right. And people are wanting to look at something sort of through rose-colored glasses and begin to plan for some large success, and they're not contemplating problems right now, Virgo. So you may have to quietly back others up right now, but that's all right. proposal has to get off the ground first, and then you would be very supportive of it. So I think that you are a person that probably will stand back right now and listen to somebody else's good idea and offer commentary at the right time, and that might be a little bit further down the road, perhaps by next month. Okay, what does it mean to a Libra? Libra, lucky you. Certainly a proposal is coming your way, and it can be either coming to you or you can be originating it right now. And so this is an optimum time, Libra, for you to get those ideas out, or to speak up, or to apply for something, because your whole future is in front of you, Libra, and it's looking very rosy right now, because the Sun, Venus, and the Moon in Aquarius, which all rule the future, are trining your Sun, and Venus is your own sun sign ruler. So somebody pretty wonderful who could be a little ahead of their time, but who can have humanitarian interests, can be attracted to you, Libra. And if I were you, I'd try to open up a little bit to them, because they can be very far-seeing. And as long as they have a vision about the future, why don't you join them? Because Jupiter in Gemini is also trining your Sun. So you could do whatever you're doing now, Libra, but you could add some other activity as well. Or there is the possibility that a hobby of yours, in addition to your regular work, can certainly get off the ground right now and surprise you with its success. Good luck. Okay, what does it mean to a Scorpio? Well, Scorpio, this is certainly a time when you are going to be able to look at something and understand that it's going to be a little bit more expensive than anyone can envision right now. And the reason why you can be contemplating costs and not seeing enough money to pay for something is because the Sun, the Moon, and Venus this weekend will all be squaring your Sun where you have Saturn. And so it simply means that you know either you don't have enough money to do something, or someone else isn't willing to pay you enough to do something. So what can you do, Scorpio? Well, there are 4 planets in air signs, but there are an equal number, also 4 planets in water signs. And that simply means that people, even if they are disappointed right now, they can handle their feelings and emotions really well, and you can too. And so you may be disappointed by the fact that there's not quite enough money around to do something, but on the other hand, you have a lot of help behind the scenes, because Neptune, Mercury, and Mars in Pisces are all trining your Sun. So bide your time, Scorpio. Certainly there will be more money and more help coming your way under the Pisces new moon, which happens in another month. So for right now, if you have to be real frugal in your budgeting, why don't you just try to do that? Because a proposal can get off of the ground and be accepted even if the budget is small. And it's the approval that you want to go for, Scorpio. So good luck. Okay, what does it mean to a Sagittarius? Well, Sagittarius, this is certainly a time when I think you can avail yourself of a lot of opportunities right now that sort of come out of nowhere very suddenly. And that's because the Sun, Moon, and Venus in Aquarius do sextile your Sun. And that simply means that somebody's going to get a proposal off the ground. Why don't you join them, Sagittarius? Because it could sort of split you. In other words, Jupiter in Gemini is opposing your Sun, so you could be headed in one direction and then suddenly find yourself heading in another direction as well. And you could be asking yourself, gee, how am I going to do everything? I don't know, but fire signs are wonderful when they go into action. So Sagittarius, I wouldn't turn anything down right now. In fact, I don't think anybody should turn anything down right now, because a proposal can be full of potential and happiness and good partnership in your future, in anyone's future. And that's why I think you ought to go for something, even if you don't quite know how you're going to do it all. Say yes anyway, Sagittarius. Okay, what does it mean to a Capricorn? Well, Capricorn, this is simply a time when I think that you can be thinking long range. And the reason why is that you have Pluto in your sign. And remember, it's one of those planets at 11 degrees. It's not squaring anything, but there's also nothing trining it. And so that means that if you are thinking sort of outside of the box, or you're thinking a little bit down the road, you could be more involved with long-term plans and getting really serious about something right now, and then wanting to expand. And I think that's the way you should go. You should just take it one step at a time right now, Capricorn, because you have good planets on both sides of your sign. The Sun, Moon, and Venus are in Aquarius right ahead of your sign, which means you can see a proposal that is pending or one that could be coming up, and that's fine. You don't really have to participate in it. Your skill always comes in the administrative planning of something, or deciding which process or which steps to take in order to reach a good conclusion. And I don't think people are quite there yet, and that's why you can stand back and see a proposal get off the ground, but you may be asked to back it up as well, but your contribution would be in the organization of it, which is wonderful. And Saturn in Scorpio is on the other side of your sign, also supporting you. So no, there isn't enough money around, but if anyone can stretch a dollar, it's a Capricorn. So don't worry about the money, Capricorn. Worry about how something's going to get done. That's where your talent lies. Okay, what does it mean to an Aquarian? Aquarius. This is the best new moon of the whole year for you. It might be the best new moon that you have had in years, Aquarius. It might be the best one that you're going to have in years as well. And so I urge you to think that the sky is the limit. In fact, outer space is the limit, because that's what your sign rules as well. And with the Sun, Moon, and Venus in your sign, all trining Jupiter in Gemini, and together those 4 planets trining the sign of Libra, there is a proposal somewhere around. It's either yours, or you can be listening to someone else's, and there could even be 2 of them, and you could have very positive feelings about anything that's coming up right now that involves the future. So your future is looking very bright, Aquarius. Will there be enough money connected to a proposal? No, I don't think there will be, because Saturn in Scorpio is squaring your sun, but it is backed up by a lot of planets in Pisces, so that could change as well. So there may be a very frugal budget right now. You may not have enough money to pay for everything, Aquarius, but this is the time for you to go forward. This is the time for you to add others to your group right now, because you would be able to put together a very harmonious group, or you'd attract a wonderful partner, or you yourself could be the partner right now. So I think that you are going to be able at least to complete 2 short-term projects, both of which would be very harmonious and successful. And then that can lead to more and more and more, Aquarius. So don't be afraid to go forward and mention anything, because I think people are in the mood to say yes. Okay, what does it mean to a Pisces? Well, Pisces, this is simply a time when you can be very aware of something that is going on in the background of your life that everyone else can see too. Why is that? Because the new moon this weekend with the Sun, Moon, and Venus are all in Aquarius, and Aquarius is right behind your sun sign. But there's more to it than that, Pisces, and that's because there are 3 planets in Aquarius, but there are also 3 planets in your sign. So there's only 10 planets up there, and 6 of them are in either your sign or right behind your sign, Pisces. And that means that this is a time when you can really be almost overwhelmed by 2 things. And yours is a double-bodied sign, so that probably wouldn't bother you. But with Neptune, Mercury, and Mars in your sign, you can be overdoing it. And so you need to be a little bit careful to just be as quiet as you can, but go ahead. I think you're going to be energized, and you can go forward, and you can handle your emotions very well right now, Pisces, sort of with a steady firmness that you haven't always had in the past, but that is because Saturn in Scorpio is trining all the planets in your sun sign. So I'm sure you feel seriously about something, and it could involve some sort of future project or proposal that you'd already been involved with. And the reason why is that that new moon is happening behind your sun sign, in the background of your life. And yet everyone can see what the background of your life is looking like right now, Pisces, because there's going to be so much light there. So you don't need to be afraid of anything. You are who you are. You have a good handle, as I said, on your emotions and probably on your budget as well, because Saturn in Scorpio is trining your sun. So something brand new can be opening up behind the scenes. It would involve a partnership and certainly a proposal, and it would end up being very harmonious. So you don't have anything to fear, Pisces, as long as you keep your confidence up. And so what you just need to do is have a lot of faith in the future, because other people have faith in you. So I think it's looking pretty rosy for you, particularly by the time there is a new moon in your sun sign next month, when there will be 6 planets in your sun sign, and they too will all be trining Saturn in Scorpio. So there will be 7 planets in water signs in another month. And that's when you're really going to hit your stride, Pisces. So right now, even though there can be sudden harmonious change behind the scenes, just take it in stride and have complete faith that something even better is coming. All right, thanks so much for tuning in. Remember that you can see our show and the 2 big prediction shows that I do every year, the 2013 monthly show and the 2013 sun sign shows, on our website, starborninstitute.org. Bye. I thought I had 1 more minute now.